y'all, and welcome to a brand new video. So this week I decided to try something new and I ended up getting a Create This book off of Amazon. It is a book written by Mariah Elizabeth that is basically full of prompts for you to create art with. And I thought it would be challenging and something new and different for me because I tend to draw a lot of flowers, as you guys may have been able to tell. Did this help me draw something different than flowers? Not today, but will it? Maybe. We'll see. I'm gonna quit rambling. Let's get into the video.
So the very first thing that I decided to do was to color the cover with my Posca markers. I really wanted to go with this kind of pastel theme, so I just picked out my favorite colors from the pastel pack that I had, and I found the matching large pens because I switched between small and large for different parts of this, and I just colored it in. I will say it did turn out looking like something from the 1970s, if I'm being honest, but you know what? It's good. I like it. I like it a lot. I also did an outline with black just because I liked the original outline, so I wanted to make sure it was still there. The past few weeks have been pretty busy for me. It was midterm season and then it was spring break, and now I'm back into the grind of school and work, and it's been a lot, and I've struggled a lot with my mental health recently just because I am so burnt out with school and I'm so ready to be done and just move on with my life. Because I've been in school at this point for 20 years. I am tired of being in school. I'm 24, been in school since I was 4. I want something different now, but I still have a month and a half before I graduate. And then I will have my master's degree and hopefully we'll be able to find a decent paying job because I have a lot of student loans that I have to start paying off in November, which I'm not looking forward to at all. Oh, I'm crying every single time I think about it. I also realized that I need to make more content. I have been struggling to do like shorts and reels and making sure a video is posted every single week just because of everything that's going on and life, and not really knowing what I want to create, if I'm being honest. This week was supposed to be a gaming video, and my original plan was to post a video about the Sims 4 infant update / the new pack Growing Together, which is all about different stages of life, and it comes with new infant stuff that isn't included in the base game, even though a lot of it should be included in the base game, including the milestones. But I played it some last week just to get a feel for it and to see if it's actually worthy of content. And if I'm being honest, I didn't think it was. Like, yes, it's decent, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I mean, it passes. Like, it gets at least a 70%, but is it necessary? No. And I also will say that infants are really annoying. They don't have the cheats for them yet. You can't speed forward through them. You can't cheat the milestones for them. And it's really annoying because you can do all of that with toddlers, but you can't do it with infants. And I'll play with toddlers for a little bit and then I just start cheating everything because I'm tired of it and I want to move on. I can't do that with the freaking infants. And it annoys me. So I need the cheats. I want the cheats. I want to cheat it. And I cannot do it. I don't think I would be as annoyed with the update and the packs if they had the cheats, but they don't have the cheats. Like, MC Command Center doesn't even have any cheats yet for infants. So I'm waiting for my mods, I'm waiting for the cheats. Maybe it'll be worth it, but for now it's not. So when I went to go pick out what page I was going to do, I just did a random flip through and I ended up on a doodle page. It's basically create doodles. So I got some watercolor paper and I glued that into one side of the book. I wanted to do watercolors on both sides, but I just wanted to do this side first. When I saw what the prompt was about doodles, my mind immediately went to, you guessed it, flowers, because that's what I draw, that's what I doodle. I like doing flowers right now. So I just did blobs of color. I doodled flowers. And it was very mindless. I just did what I wanted. I drew different flowers of different colors. I drew stems and leaves of various shades of green. And then I took my micron pens and I drew out all of the petals and leaves and all that jazz. And I was having a blast. I thought this was so much fun. I've been recently obsessed with doing like this abstract thing where you just paint blobs and then draw over the blobs with your details, and that's what my mind immediately went to when I thought of doodles. I was like, let's doodle some flowers. You guys should be used to this at this point, considering how the majority of my art has been flowers. I truly didn't really know what I was doing for this painting. I just doodled, which this isn't typical doodles, but like I said, this is what my mind thought of when I saw the doodle page of mindless doodling. My mind immediately went to let's do flowers, and it honestly was mindless to me. I didn't think, and it was great. It also gave me an excuse to work with watercolors again. And with the orange flower, I wanted it to be sparkly, so I tried to do some of the copper glitter on it, and it didn't really get as glittery as I wanted it to be. Like, it got glittery, but I wanted it more glittery. But I also knew that the metallics in my watercolor set is not the best. They're okay. I mean, I don't have a professional set, so they're okay, but they could be better. I did this one random little pink dot flower, and that gave me the idea to do the other side and just put dots of water and, well, you'll see in a few minutes. I got up unusually early today. I usually don't go to bed until like 3 a.m. because that's just how my brain works. Last night, I ended up going to bed at like 6:30 p.m. and then I slept until about 5 a.m. this morning. And then I got up and took a shower. It's very weird and I don't like it. So, like I was telling you guys earlier, I got a second piece of watercolor paper for the other side because I had an idea. And this idea was to basically put dots of water all over the page and then fill each of those dots of water with pigment. And then once all of the dots are filled with pigment, I would spray the page with more water to make the dots start flowing, which would then in turn make the pigment start flowing. I could have sworn I had seen this on social media, but I don't know. I couldn't find anything about it. And I also didn't think about how messy this would be. And I've explained in the past that my mouse pad is pretty expensive. It's like a full desk size mouse pad. So I try to keep it covered when I'm doing messy art, and I totally forgot to cover it this time. Thankfully, watercolor is water soluble, so it's a pretty easy cleanup compared to acrylic, which turns into kind of a hard plastic. It's really hard to remove once it's dry. But watercolor is, you can always just reactivate it with water. So I wasn't too concerned when I started spritzing it and it started going all over the mouse pad and everywhere else. And I grabbed a piece of cardboard which soaked everything up, so I wasn't too concerned. But it made me panic for a little bit. This is where things went wrong. I wanted to experiment, I wanted to doodle with colors, but I don't know what I did. I tried to fix it as best as I could. I even ended up having to go off camera to try and fix it, and it took me a couple of days to actually get it in a decent spot. But honestly, it looks like a hot mess, and it continues to look like a hot mess for a while. I wasn't okay with it until about 3 or 4 days after I had filmed this part of the video and I came back. This is what it ended up drying out as, and I just started doodling. I started tracing what I saw from the paint, and as you can see, I saw ducks, and I cannot draw a duck. It's gorgeous, isn't it? This is why I don't draw animals. I mean, the wings are literally backwards 3s. I cannot draw animals to save my life. But I was seeing ducks. And I didn't see any more ducks beyond this, so I just started doing random doodles. Which, I mean, that is the prompt, is to doodle. Mindless doodles. So I did some flower doodles. Of course I did. Why can I not do anything without flowers? And down here at the bottom, I saw this, like, sewing thread. So I drew that. So maybe this is just like a family of ducks that like flowers and sewing? Maybe that's the story? I don't know. But I started doodling more flowers all over this thing too. So this isn't the last flower that you see. And like, look, I started doing a freaking rose too. Like, what's up with me and flowers? I don't... In the little green sections, I was like, you know what? Let me draw some like ivy type things. I don't know what this plant is called, but I have it near my house. I used to drive around in our woods and our yard on a 4-wheeler, and I would see this plant all over the place and I would run over it a lot, but I never knew what it was called. It's all over our yard. I'm from the middle of nowhere, by the way, y'all, so obviously, I did some things. I also drew some squiggles and bubbles in some of the areas because I didn't know what else to draw, and the first thing that came to my mind, I drew. And then I glued it all into the book and dated it and called it a day. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry if it's all over the place. I'm all over the place. You guys should be used to this at this point, for those of you who've been watching for a while. This is all I had time for this week, unfortunately. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all, hopefully, next week. Bye, y'all.